The hallway had gone quiet long before the final bell. After-school activities were wrapping up, lockers were slamming shut, and the last buses were warming their engines outside. Emily adjusted the strap of her backpack and checked her phone. No new messages. Her ride was running late again. With a tired sigh, she turned toward the restroom at the end of the corridor, hoping to freshen up before heading out. She didn't notice the 3 students leaning casually near the water fountain. They noticed her. "She's alone," one of them muttered, watching as the restroom door swung shut behind her. They had been waiting for days, whispering, planning, testing boundaries in small, cruel ways. Today, they thought, would be the day no one interrupted. Inside, the fluorescent lights buzzed faintly. Emily washed her hands slowly, staring at her reflection. She'd been trying to ignore the rumors, the laughter that stopped when she walked by, the messages that lit up her phone at night. She told herself it would pass. It always did. The restroom door creaked open. Her heart skipped. The 3 figures slipped inside, locking the door behind them. The leader smirked. "No one's coming," he said. 7 minutes. That's all we need. They thought they had calculated everything: the empty hallway, the timing, the silence. What they didn't calculate was the man who had just stepped through the school's front office doors. Chief Petty Officer Marcus Hale, a decorated Navy SEAL home on leave, wasn't supposed to be there. He had arrived early to surprise his younger niece after school. The secretary had pointed him down the hall, apologizing for the delay while she finished a phone call. Marcus moved with the calm confidence of someone who had spent years in high-pressure environments. His posture was relaxed, but his eyes missed nothing. Not the uneasy glance from a passing student, not the muffled thud echoing faintly from the end of the corridor. He paused. Another sound. A sharp whisper. A nervous laugh. Years of training sharpened his instincts. Something wasn't right. He walked toward the restroom door and tried the handle. Locked. From inside, a voice lapped, "It's occupied!" Marcus leaned closer. Beneath the forced confidence, he heard it. A tremor. A shuffle. A stifled cry. His jaw tightened. He knocked once. Firm. Controlled. Open the door. Silence. The leader inside rolled his eyes. "Ignore it!" Marcus knocked again, harder this time. "Open the door." The authority in his voice cut through the tiled room like a blade. One of the boys hesitated. "Maybe we should..." "Relax," the leader hissed. "It's just some guy." Marcus stepped back, scanning quickly. Solid hinges. Standard school lock. He pulled out his phone and dialed the front office. "This is Marcus Hale. Call security to the east hallway restroom. Now." He ended the call and faced the door again. Last warning. Inside, nerves began to crack. The bravado was thinning. 7 minutes suddenly felt like an eternity. The lock clicked. The door opened just a few inches. Marcus didn't force his way in. He simply pushed it wider and stepped inside, his presence filling the room without aggression, just control. The boys froze. Emily stood near the sinks, shaken but unharmed, her backpack clutched tightly to her chest. Marcus's gaze swept the room once, calm, assessing, unblinking. "Step away from her," he said quietly. They obeyed. It wasn't just his height or his broad shoulders. It was something else, the unmistakable composure of someone who had faced real danger and didn't flinch. "You thought she was alone," Marcus said, his voice steady. "You thought no one would hear, no one would care." Security's footsteps echoed down the hallway. The leader tried to recover his swagger. "We weren't doing anything." Marcus met his eyes. "Good. Then you won't mind explaining that." The restroom door filled with staff and a security officer moments later. The boys were escorted out, their confidence gone, replaced by pale silence. Emily's hands trembled slightly. Marcus turned to her, his tone softening instantly. "You okay?" She nodded, though her voice was barely audible. "Yes." "You're not alone," he said. "Not today. Not any day." Outside, the late afternoon sun streamed through the windows, casting long beams of light across the hallway. Students whispered as the boys were led away. Rumors would spread, but this time, the story would be different. 7 minutes. That's how long they thought they had. 7 minutes before someone intervened. 7 minutes before they realized that silence isn't protection, and darkness doesn't guarantee safety. Sometimes help walks in when you least expect it, and sometimes the person who walks through the door has spent a lifetime running toward danger, not away from it.